how were you able to hold your enthusiasm during the times where you discovered people stole from you? You discovered that you weren't protected like you thought you should have been, and
Yeah.
all those type of things. Because I
Yeah.
know that's a big fear that a lot of people have when it comes to entrepreneurship. But
Yeah.
you pushed through that. So how
Yeah.
did you keep your enthusiasm during those times, and
Yeah.
were able to propel that into another business?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, the root of the mission of even the headphones and the root of the company that I'm working with now, that I'm doing Self-Law and Master, all of this all stems from the same thing: creating opportunities, and ways to build wealth, not just for myself, but for our people, and create more opportunities to create jobs, and all of these things. The whole reason why I even got into headphones in the tech world back in the days, because I was a musician, I was a poet, and then I wanted to create a product that I could design around my music and my poetry, but also be able to create multiple jobs. And at the time, Apple Beats, all this kind of stuff was real hot, man. And I mean, these were billion-dollar companies. And I'm like, wow,
Right,
just selling headphones and looking cool. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I want
right,
to get
right.
into this industry, but I want to innovate it. I want to make it something different. I want to disrupt it. And, that's kind of what got me on that journey, man. And I guess what kind of kept me motivated was just the fact that once I started getting into Self-Law and Master and started helping people with their affairs, man, I really can't explain the feeling and the pride and the power that it gave me, man. I really felt like I had found my divine purpose on accident, and I had never been a public speaker. I had never, I was never an actor, anything like that, man. And it just kind of came to me, man. And we just we started at the colleges and started going to Prairie View, Jackson State, and I just be like, look, man, I got something to say, I got a message, and I just want to help people and show them what I've learned. And the next thing you know, we had college kids that bought into the movement. We had all kinds, and it was just life-changing to see young kids who wanted to change their lives. So it was beautiful. And I guess from there, just kind of went down. I mean, it just went uphill, man. We just kept climbing, and we just kept reaching and touching people. And I knew that one day I would be able to save up enough bread to actually go and get the inventory and do what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
But yeah, it just took
yeah,
about 9 years to still, be able to do what I needed to do, pay my, whatever, yada yada yada, while
yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
all this up, man. And it was beautiful, man. So what always just kind of kept me motivated too, as well, is the fact that nobody had ever came out with the idea still after all these years. And I'm like, yo, the ancestors really did this for me. It was for me, but there was a journey. There was something that I needed to learn. There was something that I needed to earn. It was, it was just, I needed to be prepared, before I could
Right.
go into this world, because, again, we're dealing with $1 billion industry and $1 billion players. But, I would say, doing this Self-Law and Master and getting involved in like this conscious world, crazy, man. It's been some of the hardest battles I've ever fought,
Yeah.
just, from different haters and different people. Nowadays, everybody got a mic with the social network, so everybody always got comments.
Absolutely.
Everybody got
Absolutely.
something to say, and
Oh,
and
we
honestly,
gonna dive into that in a
oh
minute. We're
yeah,
gonna dive into that. We're
yeah,
gonna dive
that
into
really
that.
just kind of prepared me, man. Just and gave me the thick skin to go forward with dealing with something like the technology industry, and and yeah, man. And just the bottom line of everything that just always kept me motivated was, we've created something that was revolutionary, and we could create hundreds and thousands of jobs with this. You know what I'm saying? We create so many engineers on the manufacturing side. So that's kind of what we're setting up to down there in Jamaica, to where, we can actually get the manufacturing moved from China to get it moved to Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? And, I
That's
mean,
an
if it's
awesome
gonna cost us
idea.
the same. Yeah, if it's going to cost us the same, have
How
your people do it.
how did that process work? Because be,
Mm,
so for a lot of people that I know that are in manufacturing,
mhm,
they make it seem like that it's hard to find another place to
mm,
identify to build a manufacturing relationship outside of China.
mm,
And I think I just heard you say it costs
mhm.
the same. Not
Yep,
only that, but it's also closer. So you're going to get your product way sooner than
yep.
way across the
I know.
world. So what did that process look like to find somebody in Jamaica, to build that relationship, to actually make those kind of connections? Like, Walk us through that, because I think that's
Okay.
something that a lot of people can learn from.
Yeah, man, that's a great question. Actually, in 2016, we went out to Jamaica for one of my friends' bachelor parties, and
Okay.
while I
Okay.
was there, and just me being me, it's hard for me to ever just go somewhere and just have a regular vacation and just be normal and relaxed. But
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much
Yeah. I
opportunity out
understand that.
here. Everywhere in Jamaica, I was like, man, they ain't doing nothing here. They're not using this over there. They're not.
Oh man.
And
Man.
we just happened to go to a restaurant, man, and we're just having a little drink at the bar and everything. Just happened to end up talking to a guy who was a farmer. And next thing you know, the rest was history, man. He ended up, showing us some land he had. And next thing you know, we started paying him to lease out the land. And and that's how we first started kind of growing some things, just learning about farming and stuff like that. And then eventually, I was like, yo, bro, if we could ever get the money to build it, would this be something that you guys are interested in? And they were just like, oh man, we used to have big factories down here in Montego Bay, and everybody used to go there, and and of course they moved them international, and now that took away thousands of jobs, and and just what I come to realize, the price of living damn near was as cheap, or if not cheaper, than it was there in China. And what I guess their minimum wage was even cheaper than China. And I was like, oh man, but
Wait,
yeah.
Jamaica's minimum wage was
Oh,
cheaper,
oh,
and yet the
yes.
business still moved to the China mainland?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
very interesting. That's
Yeah. So,
very interesting.
that's what, that was the first thing that really just shocked me, like, oh, okay. So it is much cheaper. But the one thing that Jamaica doesn't have quite yet that China has is, a lot more resources as far as factories. They got the equipment, they got all of the things that are already in
Okay.
place. Now in Jamaica, we would have to build a lot of this from scratch, which is cool. But the way that we kind of went around that was the simple fact is we get the pieces, made in China, everything molded, everything pieced together, and then they'll just send us the whole box of all the pieces, and we just have everybody set up like a manufacturing line. Now in Jamaica, all they got to do is just put things together like Lego blocks. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Got it.
much
Got
cheaper.
it. Got it.
Yeah, so we get the price, almost a third cheaper from our connect, what I'm saying? Just simply because they don't have to use their energy to put it together, so yeah, they ship everything over in a few boxes over to Jamaica for a much cheaper price by water. And then from there, man, it's just an assembly line, and they just have different people. All right, they put the earplug, pass it, top, pass it. And next thing you know,
That's
man,
solid.
you got about, not many, just about 5 to 10 people for now. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, man, it'll turn into 100,000, and man, and then that's when the government will start playing into it, and so that was the whole idea, man, just to start moving technology and manufacturing to Jamaica. That was the goal, and do just like Apple, and have the engineers here in America, in the States. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that was always my dream, to create a conglomerate like Apple, man, and just create a big tech firm where we could, hire all the dope engineers, hire all the smart Wakanda, just everybody, you know what I'm saying? And bring all of that back to the culture, man, because I think that's one thing that really kind of stops us a lot of times from progression and moving forward. We always send our talent and some of our best players, to these other major companies where these owners and people don't really quite look like us. You know what I'm saying? Which is not a problem. It's just, if we ever want to see our people rise and have better and have greater, we need to, go through some hard pains and bullshit. But I mean, the luxury that we get from all of this is going to be beautiful. The payback is going to be beautiful, because generations after us, get to live in heaven while we went through hell and made the sacrifice, but our children have heaven now. And that's really
correct.
What the purpose is on this earth, man, just to give our people heaven, man. And that's my last name is Kalani, and it means from the heavens, so that's what I wanted to do. And that's what I wanted to bring, man, bring my people heaven on earth, to know that we can have greatness here, and we don't have to die just to have our heaven. We can have it here on earth like everybody else.
Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely.